we've got pro-abortion activists swarming outside Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's home. And this happened last night, hours after a California man is federally charged with attempting to murder the Supreme Court Justice. 26-year-old Nicholas Roskey was reportedly armed with a backpack full of weapons. He called 911 to report himself, admitting to the plot to, quote, give his life purpose after he found the justice's address online. This brings back the words of both Chuck Schumer and Jen Psaki about protesting Supreme Court justices' homes. Watch this.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
So I know that there's an outrage right now, I guess, about protests that have been peaceful to date, and we certainly continue to encourage that outside of judges' homes.
This is so disturbing. It's unbelievable. Joining me right now is Kansas Senator Roger Marshall. He's a member of the Energy, Small Business, and Agriculture Committees. Senator, I know you just got back from the border, and I'm going to ask you about that coming up. But first, what do you make of what's going on here? The doxing of political enemies that has gone on now for several years, the attacks on Republicans, and what you just heard from Chuck Schumer. This matters, and it has stoked a whole new, stream of violence.
Right, Maria, good morning. This is part of the double standard of the national media. Could you imagine if Donald Trump had stood on the Supreme Court steps and said what the leader of the Democrat Party said there? I do fear for the lives of our justices because there's people out there that are responding to that call. We have legislation that we passed in the Senate that's sitting on Speaker Pelosi's desk that would give them protection, give our Supreme Court justices protection, just the same type of protection that she's getting. But I do call on all people to put your guns down, to stay away from the Supreme Court justices' houses. That's just not right. I think it's illegal, but it's certainly not right or not proper.
Well, I mean, it's not right. And then there's also real criminality going on when you consider what's going on at the border. I mean, the Biden administration reportedly is now considering a plan to either fly or bus illegal migrants deeper into the United States, even as they face deportation. The Department of Homeland Security tells Fox no official decision has been made, but it is not denying the report, as we know that they've already been flying migrants to big cities throughout the last year. And now we're waiting on the largest migrant caravan ever as it marches toward the southern border, Senator. How should we be viewing this?
Well, Maria, this is sad. This is because Joe Biden has turned on the magnet. He's turned on a bright light saying, come, everybody. When he said we're ending Title 42, what the cartel told everyone in the world is come and we'll get you across the border. This is a crime shame. People are dying as they're trying to cross the border, as they're going across the fields of Texas as well. But this is part of Biden's open border plan. As you know, I took 5 sheriffs from Kansas there. Every one of their planes on the way back was filled with these migrants. My plane was filled with migrants as well. So they are coming to your cities right now. That's why every state is a border state.
I mean, how do we allow, dangerous drug criminal cartels to be running the entrance to America? And that's what's happening right now. Look at these figures that we got from border sources. Border sources told me that these drug cartels, and these are cartels just on human smuggling, okay? These are dangerous cartels. They're making $200 million a week. They are charging anybody from the Northern Triangle $4,000 a head to get into America. If you're from the Middle East, they're charging between $20,000 and $30,000. If you're from China, China is ready to pay $50,000 a head to get into America undetected. Migrants are coming from 160 countries. Can you imagine that we've got these dangerous cartels running the U.S. border?
Right. And again, I think we're almost understating the problem here. The cartel has members on the border, on the American side of the border. They have members in Kansas City. Recently, some cartel members were arrested in Kansas City. Recently, 15,000 fentanyl-laced pills were found in Kansas City by our police officers as well. That's why every state is a border state now. The human trafficking is exploding. Joe Biden's policies have made the cartel rich.
Unbelievable. I mean, this is a dereliction of duty. My source tells me 234,000 encounters in April, over 118,000 releases. And one other thing is that record number of fentanyl. He tells me that CBP officials have seized 1,400 pounds in the month of April of fentanyl. Senator, I know you've got a new bill that would allow the use of unused COVID relief money for schools to go toward better school security measures. Tell me more about that, because at the same time, we're dealing with inflation, gasoline prices, food shortages, potential blackouts this summer. We're also trying to figure out how to make our schools safer. And, of course, legislation passed the House. Is it going to go all the way?
We'll see what happens, Maria, but certainly we're all still mourning with the people of Uvalde. But one thing we can do, one thing we all agree upon, is we can make our schools more secure. So I'm proud of what we did under President Trump. Most of those schools became more secure. They made one entrance for everybody, but there needs to be more of a layered approach now. We need now to place the second and third layer of protection for the schools. So there's $150 billion of unused school money from the COVID relief packages. So this would allow the schools to go back and maybe put video surveillance. They could put some type of a panic buzzer. They could secure each room individually as well. So we're going to be introducing that on the Senate side today, and hopefully we'll get a path forward and help keep our kids safer.
Yeah, but Senator, I don't understand why this hasn't been done already. All of this money went to the teachers' unions a year ago. What did they do with the money? Why aren't they securing our schools?
Well, Maria, I don't have a good answer for that. There's a lot of money that's not been used, over $150 billion. They've spent about $50 billion. There's $150 billion left. And there were constraints on how they could spend the money. So what our legislation would do was expand it, give the schools more flexibility. That's a constant theme I hear back home in town halls, is give us more flexibilities. Don't micromanage from Washington, D.C. How we would keep a school safe in my hometown of Great Bend, Kansas, may be different than how you would do in Manhattan.
All right, Senator, thanks very much for weighing in on all of that. Senator Roger Marshall in D.C. this morning. We will see you soon, Senator. Thank you. We'll be right back.